All right, so again, welcome everyone to what is the last TDL Forum of 2020. We're really pleased that you've joined us today. So again, my name is Courtney Muma, and I'm the Deputy Director of the Texas Digital Library. And today I'm joined by Leah DeForest, who's TDL's Communications Manager. Alex Suarez is here, and she is our Administrative Associate. And we've also got some of our members who will share announcements throughout today's forum. And Christy Park, TDL's executive director, couldn't be here today, but she misses y'all. So again, since this is the last forum of 2020, today's a bit different from our usual forums. So we want to ask you guys to share your responses in chat and let us know what you're looking forward to most over the holidays as we go through today. And just to help you out to find that chat, I'll show you a little bit about Zoom here. So since this is set up as a Zoom webinar, participants' microphones and videos are automatically muted. Our presenters are also going to keep their mics and video muted until it's time for their presentation. And what we want you to do is use the chat box to say hi and chat and let others know you're here, and also answer a question about what you're really looking forward to. And make comments at any time throughout the forum today. And then if you have a question, please type it into the Q&A, and we'll have a few minutes for questions at the end of the forum as well, when we'll be able to address those. I want to just peep into chat real quick here too and see if we've got anybody telling us anything exciting. Oh yeah. Okay. Keep that going, y'all. Keep talking to each other, and I'll go over our agenda for today. So today's agenda includes our 2020 Impact Report, information about the TDL Awards and the TCDL call for proposals, an update from the DLF Digital Library Pedagogy Working Group, and news about the 2021 TDL Leadership Academy, as well as other webinars and events to look forward to in the new year and the spring. One reminder as we get started again is that we are recording this, and we will publish it to the TDL YouTube channel later on after it gets closed captioned. All right, so let's start with our TDL 2020 Impact Report. It's now available, and it is 8 jam-packed, and I'll say beautiful pages, thanks to Leah DeForest, of updates from the last year. Its sections include what's new at TDL, information about our community, and also by the numbers. Leah's gonna paste a link so that you can directly go to it if you'd like to take a look at those wonderful 8 pages. And now I'm happy next up to welcome Lauren Goodley, who is chair of the TDL Awards Committee, to give us some information about those awards.
Yes, thank you, Courtney. And good morning, everyone. So yes, every year there are TDL Awards, and it's one of my favorite things as far as things to look forward to next year. It's a really good way to get involved with TDL, get more involved with the community, see what's going on out there. So this is that webpage at tdl.org/awards. You can meet the awards committee. Thank you, Alex, for putting together those little bios and introductions. And we are here to serve you in this area. So if you're thinking about nominating somebody or have any questions about the awards, feel free to reach out to any of us. We're happy to talk about that or workshop a nomination or any questions that you might have. So I think the next slide is but kind of generic too, which is great because it has the website on there and it has the submission date, which I was thinking the 14th because Valentine's Day, but so it's a little earlier than that. So they're due in February, and if you're not familiar, there's several categories, and I'm not going to go through them right now, but what I did want to do was just encourage everyone to take a few minutes to think of colleagues who deserve recognition or who you'd like to support or celebrate. If you do any kind of year in review or those types of things at the end of the year, that can be a nice way to have a little gratitude attitude or whatever that works for you. So if you would take a few minutes and then take a few more minutes to either nominate someone or reach out and suggest that they either nominate themselves or nominate their staff. Depending on what's more appropriate. Self-nominations are always welcome. Sometimes people know the most about their project themselves. And I wanted to also ask, in the call has gone out from TDL. You can also share that webpage to your networks, to just anyone that you are in contact with. Awards is a really good way to do some outreach for TDL and expand our community and kind of breadthen and deepen that in really positive ways. So what I will say about the awards is that the only requirements is that they need to be working in Texas. It needs to be at least a partially Texas project. It needs to be digital, and it needs to have some connection with the cultural heritage community. So archives, museums, non-academic, independent archives, historical societies, sort of anything library adjacent. So think widely about that. And yes, the deadline is February 14th. So maybe think about it and then come back in January and follow through. And again, we're there for you with any questions or support you might need on that. And again, speaking of fun things, that webpage lists past awardees going back, I think, the 5 or 6 or more years that there have been awards. And that's a fun way to see what's going on in the community and get a little inspiration there too. So the chat is open to questions for me, and then of course email me or the committee, and we all look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much. Did I do okay on
Thanks.
time? Am I good?
Yes, you did great. Thanks, Lauren. Sorry, I went to unmute myself and my fingers are so cold. It's so cold in my house. Hi, everyone. This is Leah DeForest, the Communications Manager with TDL. And in addition to the awards nominations, we'd love to remind you to take some time over the break to submit your proposal abstract for TCDL. The committee has been working really hard to transition this year's conference from in-person to fully virtual. And so we anticipate a really exciting program during this transition year. And so we have a link to our CFP. Courtney just pasted in there, and definitely encourage you to submit your proposal over a break. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out to me, to Alex Suarez, my colleague, or to our committee chair, Shelley Barba. And now I think I'm going to be handing this over to Christina Kellum with another important TCDL update.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Kellum, and I'm the Library Production Associate with the Kempner Collection at the University of North Texas, and I'm also the chair of TCDL's Leadership Academy Subcommittee. So Leadership Academy started in 2019 with the goals of building the skills necessary for leading at all levels of the library, and to cultivate a cohort of learners who seek a professional community of growth. So we got lots of feedback, super positive feedback from our first year in 2019. And so we hope to continue this opportunity, even though it's really unusual right now. So this year, my fellow subcommittee members and I are striving for these goals once more. And we're going to do a free speaker series that's going to run from February to June 2021. So it'll be once a month. So we're going to be bringing multiple voices to speak on leadership topics, such as supporting inclusivity in the library, leading people in projects, and interrogating structures that contribute to a lack of diversity in libraries. We're going to help curate a reading list, provide a forum for asynchronous discussion among all participants, and we hope to kind of cultivate this professional community from everybody. So this year's Leadership Academy will be a series of virtual and free webinars, starting with supporting inclusivity in the library. And that will be on Thursday, February 25th, 2021, and it'll be from 1 to 2 p.m. For this first webinar, we're going to have two speakers. One is Madeline Shacklefield Washington, who is the coordinator of the Music Library at the University of Houston, and Kelly Gonzalez, who is the vice president of library services at UT Southwestern, and she's also the chair of TDL's governing board. So registration for this event is required. Leah's going to post the links, as you can see over there. And it's completely free. We ask that you share it around. We want everybody from all levels to be able to participate in this and kind of learn more. Our topics are about navigating tough conversations and how do we kind of formulate microaggressions and how do we kind of deal with them. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer them and kind of be with us all the way leading up to TCDL and then 1 month after for a long list of series for everybody to enjoy. You can email if you have questions to info@tdl.org. And I hope that I can see all of y'all there. It'll be really fun.
Next up, we're welcoming Heidi Winkler. Heidi, hit it.
Hi, thank y'all so much. My name is Heidi Winkler. I am Associate Librarian for Digital Services at Texas Tech, and I'm also the co-facilitator of the DLF Pedagogy Group, which we're going to talk to you about today. The Digital Library Federation DLF Digital Library Pedagogy Working Group, also affectionately known as #DLFTeach, is a grassroots community of practice formed thanks to practitioner interest following the 2015 DLF Forum. We empower digital library practitioners to see themselves as teachers and equip teaching librarians to engage learners in how digital library technologies shape our knowledge infrastructure. We are a group that is open to anyone interested in learning about or collaborating on digital library pedagogy. To find out more about our current projects and get involved, visit our page on the DLF Wiki. I'll go ahead and post that afterwards. We also have a Google group that we'd love for you to join. And we offer Twitter chats every other month using the #DLFTeach. So we're talking with you today to tell you a little bit more about what we do and to share our call for participation and where we hope to recruit people interested in leading projects and initiatives in 2021. My 2020 co-facilitator, Nick, will tell you a little bit more about that. Go for it, Nick.
Thanks, Heidi. I'm Nick Homenda. I'm Digital Initiatives Librarian at Indiana University Libraries in Bloomington, Indiana, and I'm also the outgoing co-facilitator of this working group. I've been involved with DLFTeach since 2018. So I'm going to tell you about what we've worked on in my time with the group and some of the things that are continuing on. So we published a publication known as the DLFTeach Toolkit, which is a peer-reviewed collection of lesson plans and concrete instructional strategies that are centered on teaching with digital library tools, collections, and techniques. Volume 1 was published in 2019 on the PubPub platform. And we're currently working on Volume 2, which is focused on immersive technologies, so like 3D and VR and things like that. So you can be on the lookout for a call for technical help in the new year of 2021, and also help for work for tasks like peer review and copy editing. Another resource that we developed is called Teaching with Digital Primary Sources. It's a white paper that we also published in 2019. Which is a comprehensive review of literacies involved with working with digital primary sources, with particular emphasis on ethical use of those resources. We've developed a lot of workshops for Learn at DLF, which is the workshop portion of the yearly DLF Forum conference. So Learn at DLF is a full day of workshops that people who attend the conference can attend. And we've offered digital library pedagogy workshops in 2017, 2018, and 2019, and we hope to resume in 2021. This past year's DLF Forum was reconfigured since we had to pivot towards online. Previous workshops that our group has offered have focused on training and skill building related to the toolkit resources that I just mentioned, and the development of those over the years. And then finally, we're working on a few blog series right now, which are, one is focused on ethics in multimodal scholarship, which will be coming out shortly. And another one we're working on is featuring practitioner perspectives from people who contributed to and developed lesson plans for the toolkit. So now I'm going to throw it back to Heidi.
Thank you, Nick. So we recently issued a call for participation for two roles, Twitter chat coordinator and project leaders, and we're accepting expressions of interest through the end of the week. I'll also put my email address in the chat, so if you're interested, let me know. Twitter chat coordinator is responsible for scheduling, promoting, and facilitating DLF Teach chats, and project leaders work on ongoing or new projects and initiatives. Even if you have just like the seed of an idea for a digital pedagogy related project to lead, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to support and encourage you. DLF Teach is a vibrant, fun community, and I'd love to see more of my TDL colleagues working with us. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Heidi and Nick, joining us all the way from Indiana. This is so cool, and I really do hope that some of you will take advantage of our connection here with this DLF Pedagogy Working Group. If you have questions for Heidi and or Nick, please go ahead and pop them into chat. So we have lots to look forward to at the start of the new year, but before we depart for winter break, I want to invite you to a couple of events happening this week. Today, immediately following this member forum, TDL's GIS interest group is having their final meeting of 2020. If you're interested in joining the group, we'll share a link to the Zoom meeting here in chat, and you can also email us at info@tdl.org if you have any questions about that group. Tomorrow, we're hosting office hours for grant seekers from 11 a.m. to noon. And we were thinking, if you're planning to submit a proposal for the OER grant with the Higher Ed Coordinating Board, bring your questions to our office hours and hopefully we can answer them for you there. We'll also paste a link in chat where you can register for the office hours. And next up, I'm going to go into a few of the webinars we have to look forward to once we get back from break. So on January 12th, we're going to have the GIS webinar series continue with hands-on Tableau desktop demo. And this will be mapping the 2016 presidential election, understanding that 2020 presidential election just happened, but those results aren't quite yet available by the voter tabulation district, but they'll hopefully have some new future mapping workshops when that data is released. We will, Joshua Bean from Baylor University is going to be hosting that webinar, and participants will gain hands-on experience generating interactive maps and map-centric dashboards using Tableau desktop. So you do need to register. Registration is free, and I think Courtney is posting a link in chat. Also, our research topics and research data management webinar series is starting up again in January with a new webinar from SBA Research. On January 21st, 2021, Tomas Miksa, he's a senior researcher with SBA Research, will present on external tools for Dataverse. And we'll paste a link in chat where you can learn more and register. Want to get these things on your calendars before they fill up, because they're already filling up for January. Another January webinar we'd love for you to attend. We've really enjoyed the Texas Oral History Association webinar series that started this fall, and we're going to pick up again in January with another presentation from Stephen Seeloff with the Institute for Oral History at Baylor University. This time around, Stephen's going to discuss remote interviewing tips for oral historians, and we'll also keep plenty of time for Q&A. So we'll post a link into chat where you can learn more and register for that too. And then in February, well, in addition to the Leadership Academy webinar that Christina discussed, we have another webinar, kind of mini workshop series called Research Integrity for Library Professionals, when we'll help you build tools for building a program at your institution. We're working with the heads of scholarly communication from Texas A&M and the University of Arkansas to design and kind of translate an in-person workshop into a webinar workshop that is geared for library and information science professionals who conduct research, assist researchers in any discipline, or provide instruction in any aspect of research. So this workshop is going to be highly participatory, culminating with attendees developing teaching modules for their home institutions, and we will offer certificates of completion for those who wish to seek that. So save the date for this series in February. And I think that is it from me, and I'm going to hand it back to you now, Courtney.
Holy moly. That was a lot of great stuff. I'm continually impressed at how our cultural heritage community has shifted during this time and how well we've adapted to this online environment. Not negating the fact that it's been really hard. I'm just really proud of us. And so I want to say that to all of you who've joined us today. And thanks again, by the way, to Lauren, Christina, Heidi, and Nick for joining us today and giving us those great updates. That was awesome. So just a few more things. Again, keep asking your questions if you have any questions for us, and we'll get to that in just a sec. So TDL is going to be closed officially from December 23rd through January 4th of 2021 for the holidays. And we will have our systems monitoring in place during the winter break for emergencies, which basically means if a system is down. But normal operations will resume on January 4th, 2021, and that's when we'll answer any regular questions that have come in during that time. All of us at TDL, of course, hope your holidays are safe and happy. And now we can move on to any questions. Did anything come into the Q&A, Leah?
You know, I am looking.
I don't see anything.
No, I think our people are chat people.
I know, I'm seeing so much chat today.
It's great.
Yeah, and so I want to thank Denise for helping us with the pronunciation. That's really important to us to get names pronounced correctly, so very much appreciated. And Bruce, thanks for that link you provided as well. So we'll wait around to see if there are any questions. We've got about 7 minutes left. So let's wait a minute.
I did want to note from chat, and I see there's so much that I'm probably behind on this, but yeah, Anne, you mentioned that having a Slack channel for the Leadership Academy. Great minds. That is something the committee talked about, and we do want to do as part of our curated readings, which won't be required for those webinars. It'll be more like just recommended or sort of favorite curated reading list. We'll discuss both the webinars, the topics in the Slack channel, and any of the readings. So that's a great idea, and just we hope to keep that discussion going year round. Or as long as people find it valuable. So thanks for that.
We also gave a lot of links today, and so just as a reminder that those links will be available in these slides. And then you can also find them on the website too. Well, I'm not seeing any questions coming in. Please nominate for awards. We love the TDL Awards. They're so special to us, and they're always such a great event. Everyone have wonderful holidays. And again, thanks to our guest speakers today and to Leah for jumping in to advance slides for us last minute. Everyone take care. And we were so pleased to have you join us today. Bye, everybody.
Bye, 2020.